one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. Just gotta mean something to you. They gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2 3. 1 2 3. Finish.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps cause they know what happens next. So without further ado,
Free smoke.
look. Scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much I have you doing what it meant to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa. Boss forever like they decided to throw me under slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop 1,000,000 songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our blocks, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
Greatness.
Greatness happened?
Greatness.
Really?
You got a chance to witness greatness at its highest order. Skip, what word do I want to use? Was this the crescendo? Was this the zenith? The apex? The denouement?
That's a good word. I like that word. That's a good Hollywood word.
We may have one game left in the NFL season, but awards still had to be handed out. And tonight was the NFL Honors Award. And we're not necessarily going to recap the show. Rather, we're going to talk about the award recipients. All right. How's everybody doing out there? Welcome to another episode of Kicking It with Saint. I am your host, Saint. I appreciate you for clicking the video, watching the show, like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. But most importantly, enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. Because what are we here for? Entertainment and educational purposes, bro. Don't know what you're going to get educational in this video, but who knows? Who knows? Listen, before we get into the show, though, well, not necessarily before we get into the show because we done already got into the show, but before I go over all the awards, Damar Hamlin gave a speech tonight because the dude who performed CPR to save his life on the field got an MVP vote. And that's just a beautiful, right into the script that the NFL, because, what a part of the script that the NFL did right there, bro. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. But now, in all seriousness, shout out to the dude who did perform CPR on Damar Hamlin. That was a great story. Still is. And before we get into the awards, also, the Hall of Fame. 4 guys who were elected into the Hall of Fame for 2023. Darrelle Revis, DeMarcus Ware, Joe Thomas, Rondé Barber. All dudes that I watched growing up. All dudes that's absolute studs. All dudes that is more than deserving of being first ballot Hall of Famers. Actually, I'm not sure if Rondé Barber is a first ballot Hall of Fame. I got to check that. I know for a fact the other 3 are. But congratulations to all 4 of them. All 4 of them great players. Revis Island, DeMarcus Ware, just an absolute unit. Joe Thomas played for a bad Cleveland Brown team for years, but was still an absolute unit. And Rondé Barber, an absolute unit with this Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So congratulations to all 4 of those men. Now let's get into the award show. Yo, how y'all doing today, though? Dead ass, bro. My legs kind of, kind of shaky. I haven't worked out in like 2 weeks, bro. I'm very much ashamed of myself. But next week I'm gonna buy a gym membership so I can work out more at home and at the gym. Cause it's equipment at the gym that I need, bro. It just is what it is. But nonetheless, Dak Prescott won the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Congratulations to Dak. I think this is like a community service award, like all the service that you do in the community, giving back and all those type of things. So shout out to shout out to Dak Prescott on that. Now, the actual on the field player awards. Justin Jefferson wins Offensive Player of the Year. Congratulations to Justin Jefferson. Now, if you watched my videos last season or last offseason coming into this season, I said Justin Jefferson would emerge as the best receiver in football. And I was not wrong. It's just when you watch this dude play, you understand he is just different. Now, I will say this. Great cornerbacks had a great time against Justin Jefferson more than not this year. Like Slay, Jair, different guys had. So it's things that he got to work on when he's taking on these top corners. But for the most part, 99.9% of the time, Justin Jefferson was going off. And he absolutely deserved this award. I remember when people was talking about during the season, will he win MVP? A receiver's not winning MVP over a quarterback who put up the numbers that Patrick Mahomes put up, bro. It was never going to happen. And you don't even got to take Pat Mahomes' numbers. It was other quarterbacks behind him that would have still won that award over Justin Jefferson. That's not a shot at Justin Jefferson. It's a quarterback award at this point. And it is what it is. Maybe they need to do more awards. Have a receiver of the year. Break it down into positional groups to give everybody an award if you want to do it like that. But it's not necessarily a everybody get an award. You're rewarding the best player at said position every year. So shout out to Justin Jefferson. I understand that some people think he should win MVP, but that's just not how this thing works out. Nick Bosa wins Defensive Player of the Year, as I predicted. It was just too obvious. Now, listen, I understand the people who say Myles Garrett should have got consideration, Cam, TJ Watt, and it's somebody, Chris Jones. I understand all those. But at the end of the day, when you have the number one defense in football, you have the impact plays that Nick Bosa had. I understand some people say it's not all about sacks. I don't think it was just about sacks. If you watch Nick Bosa play and you watch that San Francisco defense, I can make an argument. If you take him off of that defense, it is not the number one defense in football. So much of what they are able to do is because Nick Bosa is almost unstoppable. Like you have to double and triple. You don't triple him, but you have to double him more times than not in order to stop him. I understand what Lane Johnson did to him, but Lane Johnson is a legend, a first ballot Hall of Famer. But Nick Bosa this year, in my opinion, and now listen, I understand you can make that argument for a lot of different people. Like if Myles Garrett had other people around him, he would be doing the same thing. If Aaron Donald was healthy and had the people around, he would be. Like I understand all the arguments for other people. But the fact of the matter is, this year, Nick Bosa, in my opinion, and clearly in the opinion of the voters, had the best year of defensive players. The only other guy who I would even have given this award to over him would more than likely have been Chris Jones. But I do believe Nick Bosa edged him out. Well, where are we going? Coach of the Year went to Brian Daboll. Now, I have a problem with this award. Not necessarily that it went to Brian Daboll, but why people voted him this award. People said that he had a less than team and got him to the playoffs, so he should get some credit for that. And he won a playoff game. Here's my problem. Nick Sirianni, with a less than Eagles team last year, got a team to the playoffs and did not win Coach of the Year. People say, well, he didn't win a playoff game. He went up against Tampa Bay and the Bucks when they were still good. Nick Sirianni then, with the egos and talent on that team, still improved on that team and got him in the Super Bowl. Still cannot get Coach of the Year. I don't understand what is going on with the voting. Nick Sirianni should have won the award last year. He should have won the award this year. It's unbelievable to me that he is being punished. I can't even make it, bro. At this point, you can make anything in the world up as to like reasons you would punish somebody, and you could just nail it on the Sirianni. because he getting punished left and right for having a good team, for having a bad team that lost after the first round. Like, I truly do not understand how Nick Sirianni has not won a Coach of the Year award. But I didn't understand how John Harbaugh hadn't won more Coach of the Year awards. It's unbelievable to me. But nonetheless, congratulations to Brian Daboll. Now, my issue with Brian, not necessarily with Brian Daboll, but since we're talking about Brian Daboll, the head coach of the Giants, my thing with the Giants is they could be a bad team next year. I think this was a rare year where it was a product of great coaching mixed with a lot of downplay in the NFC. Next year, if the NFC improve and the teams that should be improved, if you still go in with Daniel Jones with the talent on the Giants, to me, are not nearly as good as a lot of the other teams. Even some teams that didn't make it, I think, have better rosters than the Giants. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the Giants do next year, because I do not think that the New York Giants are a great team going into next year, but we will see what they add in the offseason. Geno Smith won Comeback Player of the Year. Congratulations to Geno Smith, but I also have a problem with this award also, but give me a second. My problem with Geno winning this award is nothing that Geno did. It's what the award should be. Comeback Player of the Year should not be because one player had a bad season last year and had a great season this year. That should be most improved player. Geno was the most improved player. If you want to make that argument, that is cool. That should be his award. Comeback Player of the Year should be for a dude who was hurt the previous year and came back and dominated. Adrian Peterson could have won Comeback Player of the Year. He was hurt, came back, dominated. Alex Smith could have won Comeback Player of the Year. Luke Kuechly could have won Comeback Player of the Year. Comeback Player of the Year, Joe Burrow could have won Comeback Player of the Year. I think he did. Comeback Player of the Year should be for dudes who get hurt and come back the next season. Like, if Lamar Jackson go off next year, he can win Comeback Player of the Year. Comeback Player of the Year should not go to a dude who played bad the previous season and played good the next season. That's most improved player. So I wish the NFL would fix that award, because Geno should not have won this award. Because Geno should have won a most improved player of the year award. But that's my only gripe with that. Shout out to the New York Jets. They are clearly drafting right. Garrett Wilson won Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Sauce Gardner won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Absolute deserved by both players. When people were saying that, what's my man's name? Brock Purdy should win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I was like, that's insane. Like, cause bro, Garrett Wilson, the season that he is having, to have the quarterback carousel that he done dealt with, I don't know how you get that award to Brock Purdy, even though he haven't lost. But when he came in, I just don't know how you erase what Garrett Wilson done already done. But thank God the voters got it right. And Sauce Gardner was an easy pick. Like, the dude was one of the top cornerbacks in the league. He already an all-pro cornerback as a rookie. I mean, Sauce Gardner absolutely destroyed his rookie year, bro. Like, I can't remember the last time a cornerback came in this great. Like, this dude was absolutely unbelievable. And he only gonna get better. He gonna put on better size. He gonna get better because he in the NFL training. Like, he gonna eat better. Like, Sauce Gardner is Garrett Wilson is an absolute stud, and I hope that they get a quarterback over there. Like, if they go all in to try to trade for Lamar Jackson, because I truly believe if the Ravens do not re-sign Lamar Jackson, the Jets are going to go all out to go get him. You get Garrett Wilson a quarterback, imagine the season he gonna have. Especially when all those other dudes get healthy, like the running back get healthy, and then I still think they could make a move off of Corey Davis and bring in a player even better than him, but we'll see how that end up working out. But Sauce Gardner, in my opinion, probably one of the most deserved. When you look at everybody who won an award, Sauce Gardner could have won Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, you could make an argument he could have won Defensive Player of the Year. That's how great Sauce Gardner was this year. It is no coincidence that the Jets defense becomes a absolute unit this year when you add a Sauce Gardner. It is no coincidence. Sauce Gardner, to me, is a generational player at this point. Everything that he showed in his rookie season showed that he's going to be a top cornerback in this league for a long time. And it's going to be up to the Jets. The Jets will have an opportunity to keep him because a dude like Sauce is going to want to play in a big market. So he's going to re-sign with the New York Jets, I imagine. But if he's going to want to play in a big market, he's going to probably want to play for a good team at some point in time before he, leave his prime. So I'm going to be interested if the Jets go all in. Like, you got to go all in right now with players that you have. And he on his rookie contract, bruh. So for a fact you got him for 3 more years. You got to go all out, bro. How many teams can luck up like this and get just an absolute unit at bro? And there's a lot of great cornerbacks that's done come into the league the last couple years. And you can make an argument Sauce Gardner the best one out of all of them. This dude is an unbelievable player. But the MVP of the NFL went to Patrick Mahomes. He won his second MVP. That is absolutely great to have on the resume that Pat Mahomes already has. I call him Pat McGoat because he is that guy. The greatest quarterback I'd never seen with my own 2 eyes. Obviously, he is playing in the Super Bowl this coming Sunday. I just think Patrick Mahomes is that guy. With the stats that he put up, you consider he did not have a number 1 receiver this year. It was just him and Kelsey. And no disrespect to the other receivers on the team, but clearly if you watched Patrick Mahomes this year in this Chiefs team, the offense was clearly different from what they were able to do with a Tyreek Hill, because they didn't have a receiver that could do nearly what Tyreek Hill could do for this team. And that's not surprising. Tyreek Hill is a game-changing, offensive-changing receiver. He didn't have that this year. He had to make it work with the dink and dunks, with the short passes, with the receiver screens, with the quick slants, with the, throwing it quick to get a whole bunch of yards after the catch. Few times was he able to just sit back in the pocket and dissect you from down the field, even though he did phenomenal throwing touchdowns from the pocket and outside the pocket. I'm talking about being able to just sit there and no dudes, unless you just had something already drawn up, you wasn't going to get that type of play that you got from Tyreek Hill. So that make it even better to see what he was able to do how he had to evolve his game when you lose a number 1 receiver like that. I just think Pat Mahomes is that guy. He always done been that guy. I know I picked the Eagles to win the Super Bowl, but man, I really hope he can find a way to get it done, because I don't want to see a dude like Pat Mahomes go 1-2 in the Super Bowl when he is so fucking great, bro. Like, Pat Mahomes is so great. I do not want to see this dude lose in the Super Bowl and have a 1-2 record. But MVP was absolutely deserving. Who in the hell else was you going to get that award to other than Jalen Hurts if he had to probably pay the full season? But even then, it would have been hard to give it to him, considering what Pat Mahomes was able to do with what he had around him. Like, taking nothing away from Jalen Hurts. But Pat Mahomes absolutely did deserve MVP. And with that being said, once again, congratulations to the 2023 Hall of Famers, Darrelle Revis, DeMarcus Ware, Joe Thomas, and Rondé Barber. And shout out to all the award recipients of the 2023 NFL season. Dak Prescott once again won Man of the Year. Justin Jefferson was the Offensive Player of the Year. Nick Bosa was the Defensive Player of the Year. Sauce Gardner was the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Garrett Wilson was the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Brian Daboll was the Coach of the Year. Geno Smith won Comeback Player of the Year. And Patrick McGoat was the MVP. I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. You can be anything in the world. Choose to be kind to somebody today, man. Saint out.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, you know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy. Scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber. You out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home.